Ahem. Excuse me. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of End of the Ramblings podcast. I'm your host, Zoe or Zero, whichever you prefer. And today I'm going to be talking about, well, first I want to preface this saying this is the first recorded episode that I'm doing where there's a video attached. So, hello everyone who's watching this on the video. I hope you get a little extra out of it watching it as a video rather than just audio. I hope you enjoy it a little bit more, maybe. Also, if you're just listening to this, you can also check out my YouTube channel. It's at ZOESNOK. So if you want to check out the virtual version of this, then go ahead and check it out. But anyways, back to today's topic. I want to talk about why I don't want to have kids. Because there's so many reasons, and I'm sure my mom would like to hear a lot of them because she is convinced that I'm going to have kids, and I'm just not. Like, the thought of, like, the way I break it down is, like, when I was younger, I hated playing with dolls. And when you have a child, it's literally a doll. You have to dress up that baby. You have to, like, you literally have to put clothes on it. You have to come up with outfits for it. Like, I just never enjoyed that. So why on earth would I enjoy, like, doing that on a real human child? Like, I just don't think I would get anything out of it. I don't know. Maybe it makes me sound like a bitch, but I just think it's just not my thing. It's just not something I'm interested in. And being a mother is just not something I have an interest in. And I'm like, having a child, like, the people in my life that I know that have had children or are going to have children are like, I'm like, that's your whole life gone. Like, that's your whole, like, early, like, 20s, like, it's gone now. Like, you've not necessarily wasted it, but you've lost your chance to live your 20s free of responsibility, and that sucks. Like, that's the best way for me to describe it. But, like, I don't understand why, like I understand. I have a couple friends that are like, I really want to have kids, or like they say, like, I've always known that I want to have kids, and I'm like, that's cool, that's fine, that's you do you. But, like, I don't think that they really understand, like, what it means to have kids, because, like, I've thought about it a lot. There's something I want to come back to, but I don't want to forget it, so that's why I'm thinking of it right now. But I don't think people really think about it, like, think about how annoying it is. Like, when I was in 8th grade, I did the baby project, which is where you get, like, a little, like, robotic baby, and you have to take care of it for 3 days, and it'll just cry and cry and cry and cry and cry, and you have to do things to, like, get it to stop. And they stopped doing this project literally, like, once my brother was in school, and I was so fucking mad because I was like, you're kidding me. I had to do that project and you got rid of the project literally 2 years later. Like, that's not fair. Because that was torture. It was literally screaming and crying at 3 a.m. and then I had to go to school the next day. Like, it was just not it. It was not it at all. And I was like, if birth control exists, it's this fucking project, because this makes me want to never be around children ever in my life. Like, I have no interest in children. I don't think that they're cute. I think that they're just annoying and sticky, and, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's a cute kid, but I'm like, I don't want one. Like, I'll be like, oh, it's a cute kid, but I definitely don't want one. And I feel like I'm able to say that and be like, I don't know, like, that kid is cute, but I'd rather not have one of my own. Like, you're able to do that. That's like saying, like, oh, like, your food looks delicious, but I don't really want a bite of it. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of a bad metaphor, but you know what I mean. But, like, yeah, I don't understand, like, the people who are like, I've always wanted kids. Because I'm like, how did you know when you were, like, 12 that you were like, I want to have kids? Like, did you just have, like, a maternal, like, feeling, like, or paternal feeling? Like, what how did you know? How did you decide? What was the thing that made you go, oh, I want kids? Because I've never had anything in my life that made me go, oh, I want kids. I've had things in my life that made me go, oh, I don't want kids, which is a little bit different, but kind of similar. Like, there's been just, like, anytime I'm on the bus and there's a screaming, crying baby, anytime I'm on the bus, a plane, like, any public transport, and there's a screaming, crying baby, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I'm just like, because I don't have any patience. That's something about me that Like I literally have a tattoo. I can show the viewers. I have a little tattoo on my wrist that says "Why Rush." I don't know if you can see it, but it's because I'm not a patient person. I'm so impatient, and I just like having a child means you have to be super patient, and I'm just not patient. I would just be like, why can't this baby just learn how to walk and talk and figure things out? Like, why do I have to wait for it to learn these things? This is so fucking pointless. Like, I would just get so impatient with it. I would be like, just fucking know how to walk. Like, literally just put one foot in front of the other. It's not that hard. Why are you crying? Stop crying. That's the thing, is I would just neglect a child if I had one, because I know that I'd be a terrible mother, because I would just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave the baby to cry until it gets tired of crying. Like, I know that's horrible. I feel like that's horrible to say, but like, this is why I'm not having children, because I know that I'd be a terrible mother. And like, I'm not, at least I know, because there's a lot of people who, like, would be know that they would be terrible mothers but end up being mothers anyways because of like circumstance or just like the way that the world turns, and like that's fine, but like, my god, there's so many people out there who shouldn't be mothers who are mothers, and that's why there's so many people who have trauma and are fucked up today. Ugh, my god, that was a lot of talking. I was just talking for a very long time, and I just got a little out of breath because I forgot to breathe. Because I forget to breathe when I talk for a long time sometimes, which is a little embarrassing, but you know what? It's okay. But, you know, I don't want kids, and it's simple as that. It's simple as that. I don't want kids because they're just too much of a hassle. It's 18 years of life that you're never going to get back. I'd so much rather live my life than live my life for someone else, because I feel like when you have kids, you're living your life for the kids. Or like you're living your life because you need to take care of this kid, and I don't want my life to be just being responsible for someone else. Like that it feels like my life, like I want so much more out of my life than I would get if I had a child. Like, I know like people who are like parents would probably be like, yeah, but you get so many valuable experiences out of like having a child. You get so many like new experiences and like so many new feelings and like so much joy and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you do, but that's just not something that's for me. It's just not something that I want. It's just, I have no interest in it, and it's not for me, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's in the same way that there's nothing wrong with people being like, I want kids. Like, I'm like, go be yourself. Go be proud and have kids. Go have a healthy relationship. Go be an amazing parent. But like, I'll sit back and be the weird auntie. Like, I'll be weird auntie. Like, I'll be the rich aunt who's like weird and kind of eclectic and just kind of like off to the side and comes and visits every once in a while and always brings gifts, and they're always like weird gifts. Like, I want to be that. Like, I have an aunt and an uncle who don't have any kids, and they live the best life. Like, they live in Vermont in this beautiful, beautiful house with their dog and their cat, and then they just go to work and they just live their lives and they travel the world, and it's what I want. And I'm like, that is what I want. Like, that is the blueprint. The blueprint is to not have kids, because two people, like, what is it? It's like double income, no kids. Dink. That's what it's called. Double income, no kids. That's what I want. That's my dream. My dream is to have no kids, so I don't have to support like a child, so I don't have to pay for that. I'll have extra money because I won't be spending it on a child, because children are fucking expensive. Children are so fucking expensive. Oh my god. I don't think people will have kids and then not think about the fact that 18 years of your life is just going to be spent just paying for that kid, paying for everything about that kid. Like, I have a friend who recently had a child. I have two friends who recently had a child, children, and I don't think that they realized what they're getting into. Like, they were like, yay, I'm pregnant, I'm having a baby, and I was like, no. like you don't realize what you're getting yourself into. You don't understand how much of a commitment this is. It's ridiculous. But they're happy. They've had their kids. They're happy being moms. And I'm glad they're happy. But I'm like, goodness, the rest of your life is just going to be surrounded by this child, and I hope you're happy with that. Like, I hope that that's your dream and that that's what makes you happy, because that's what your life is now. You know? I don't know, but that's how I feel about people having kids. It's just, it's not for me, but it is for other people, and that's okay. And it's just, I don't want to have kids, and I'm not going to have kids ever. And I mean, first I have to get into a relationship with first I have to get into a healthy relationship with someone who I love. And fuck if I can do that. If I can do that, then I'm already winning. Like, I don't need more than that. I don't need to have a loving relationship and kids. No, I just need a loving relationship. Like, my standards are very low. My standards are on the floor. Like, my standards are basically underground at this point. Like, I don't need much. I just need a loving partner who cares for me and who I connect with. That's all I need. And once I've got that, I feel like I'm winning in life. I don't need to have kids. Kids on top of that would be too much. Like, I just want a loving relationship. And I want to just be happy with one other person. I don't want 3 people. Like, that would be including myself. I count myself as a person. I'm a person as well. Just, you know. But, yeah. It's just fucking ridiculous. I don't want kids. I'd be interested to talk to somebody and have somebody on the podcast who wants to have kids. Maybe I'll go and get Zach. No, he's busy. He's busy doing stuff. Where's Scooby? Scooby hasn't made an appearance in this video, in this recording. Scooby is somewhere. She's not here. For the one time I'm recording a video and Scooby isn't actually here. This is so sad. Scooby! Nah, she's not gonna come. She might. She does respond to her name sometimes, but she likes to be picking and choosing. Basically, having a cat is me having a child, and that's good enough for me, and I'm happy with that. So, you know, let me live my life. I was like, my life be like, ooh, 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 every time I say my life be like, that sound gets stuck in my head. Anyways, I'm going completely off the topic, but basically, I'm not having kids. I don't want to have kids. I'm happy for people who want to, but that's just not me. And I wish my mother was okay with me not having kids. She's like, you'll have kids. She's so sure of herself. She's like, you'll have kids. And I'm like, no, I won't. I won't have kids. I know you think that I will, but I won't. Because first I need to find a partner, and that's a challenge in and of itself. So, anyways, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you keep on listening. And I hope you listen to the next episode. Love you. Bye. Mwah.